Court. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Titus Glenn, and guess what, guys? We are in episode number 3 of Lyric Talk. We are getting it in. Those that are watching, listen, we appreciate you just coming in, and we have 2 guests today, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I'm gonna let the ladies go first, and then we'll, our guests will just fall in place.
Hello, I'm Miss Madam Secretary, and when I first fell in love with hip hop,
Yes.
I'm Miss Madam Secretary, and lyrics do matter. I'm excited to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
What's up? What's up? My name is Brian Bryant. I am a songwriter, singer, music educator, entertainer, a lover of God, but I am pop and R&B all the way, baby. But I'm glad to be here to talk about lyrics.
And you looking really popish today.
Really?
With your hat, you want to put it to the
right.
Got your jean jacket on.
Exactly. Yeah. hip hop preacher up in here.
Wow. But y'all, this is a show where we dive into lyrics. We talk about how to form the lyrics. We talk about what the lyrics mean. And today we're gonna make this a special show. Those that don't know, I just released a new song. Maybe that's the lyric song.
That's the new persona for your next album.
Yeah.
I just released a new song called New Beginning on Friday. So if you haven't gotten it, go to www.titusglenn.com. So this show should be really, really fun. If not fun, really thoughtful. I got friends that maybe they'll ask me about where these lyrics came from. We're gonna get into it. So I'm going to let's just play the song, let the lyrics on the screen, and then we'll go from there. All right, we ready? I'm gonna share my screen so we can make sure that we got the lyrics up. Lyrics are up, and gotta make sure that this sound is being shared. And here we go, y'all. This is New Beginning, Titus Glenn.
Right now, the pain you feel is not easily explained. And as you look around, there's nothing that can really ease the pain.
So, me and Brian, we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, and I feel like after I go back and listen to my own lyrics, I feel like I'm in line with Mary J. Blige. Like how she just out the gate, like this is what it is. You know what I mean? Just writing in a way to where I feel like I'm more blunt in my songwriting.
Okay.
Versus like going around the mulberry bush. What are y'all thinking?
I really think when I hear it, you know how people say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I feel like you're saying some things that are really, really that get you thinking, but it's not what you say, it's how you singing it. So you don't necessarily have that sting of, oh, did you say that? You really are able to kind of, take it down like with a teaspoon of sugar. Because that's what you bringing it in the way that you're delivering this song. So that's how I feel. I mean, I can't wait to get into these lyrics because I already see some things that's popping out. So
I want to piggyback on you, Madam Secretary, and Titus. Like when you come right out the gate and say it with your feeling, it reminds me of David and his Psalms. A lot of his Psalms were just uncensored. This is what it is. I'm hurt right now. I'm upset right now. Just hear what I gotta say. And I feel like, I think I said this before, as some of us as Christian believers, we don't want to sit in the pain and verbalize the pain or kind of feel the feels of it. We want to move on to what's good. But what you've done in the lyrics, you're helping us to just sit right there and be okay with the pain so that we can move on to what may be the healing in the future. So
like absolutely. I think we have. I feel like maybe I've said this before, and maybe this is conversations outside of lyric talk. It's that religion, in a sense, doesn't really allow us to be okay with our emotions. It's like pray about it and move on. But sometimes you have to actually feel the things that you are experiencing in life so that you can actually grow from it and not have to keep on coming back to that same emotion that you really never deal with. Just how you get trauma victims and get trauma bonding because you don't actually heal from those wounds, which is why we have relationships that become dysfunctional even the more because there's continuous trauma or trauma that they never deal with because we have not been what is the word I'm looking for? We have not been trained to deal with emotions in a way that says, I see it, I've dealt with it, and I don't have to go back there.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. And if we're made in the image of God, and clearly, God has feelings and emotions. He's not afraid he's not afraid, especially in the Old Testament, to express those feelings. So we have emotions and feelings too.
Absolutely. All right, let's continue to dig in.
But before the dawn, there's dawn, and in due time you will see the light. 'Cause from the ashes you will rise. After the dust settles, you will see that it was only meant to start your new beginning.
You know what? I just realized looking at these lyrics that the way that this rhyme is set up, I don't be realizing that I'm rhyming.
Come on, Ron.
until like afterwards, I was.
Are you tooting your horn, sir?
I'm not tooting. Not at all.
There's a horn there. I seen this right here happening. I seen this.
Okay. It's okay. Do it.
I think because songwriting. I've been doing it for so long that I no longer realize that this is what I'm doing.
It's like riding a bike.
It's
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And I even went back to the first verse, and like we did this last week, where sometimes you have rhymes on every line. But in these verses, there's literally rhyme in every other line.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
explaining pain.
How did I? Yeah, explaining pain.
But listen, if you just took the N words, explain pain, you ain't got to say nothing else. Like explain the pain.
Right.
Look at you, man.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know lyrics matter, right?
Absolutely. Okay. So I saw y'all looking over the words. Like, what are some of the things that are like standing out to y'all during this song?
Well, this y'all judge, but I see, right? If I can go first again. The pain you feel is not really explained. I feel like that right there is like when you're in that moment of speechlessness. You can't explain the lump in your throat. You know what I'm saying? But that lump mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so that right there really stuck out to me because I was like, ooh, that's when you start to rub your arm because the chills start. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole when your body catches up with your mind. Just you know what I'm saying? That's when it clicks. That stuck out to me in the first verse.
That's cool. And I see that dark and light, that pre-chorus, but before the dawn, there's dark, and in due time you will see the light, like the coexistence of two opposites. You know what I'm saying? Like we in our pain, we're in the pain, we're in the dark, but there is light, in hindsight, there can be light, but it's hard to really like see what hope is because we're so focused on what is right now, the pain that we're feeling right now. And that's why I was telling Madam Secretary, I was telling Titus that, from the singer release party and just hearing the song is just really touching. It's just really releasing. It's just really prophetic. And people, honestly, if you look at the lyrics, and I'm talking to my Christian songwriters out there, if you're looking at the lyrics, I really don't see mention of God.
What's this straight face?
Mention,
This pause that you just did though.
I don't see mention of
Come on,
Christ.
Speak, Pastor. Speak.
So we can write songs that are gospel or have the anointing because of the experience of how God is speaking through us. Right. And from our experience and from the hurt and the pain that we felt before. So be careful on, having to always lock in to say God, always locking in to say Jesus, always locking in. You may need to be saying other things so that you can be the Christ.
He's not in the box. He's not in the box.
Exactly, man. Saying he's not in the box. And that's what this song does. It's outside the box. And anybody that has been through anything, whether you're a Muslim, whether you are an atheist, whether you are whatever, you're going to be able to relate to what Titus is saying here.
Cool. Sir, you are epic.
Where's the offering plate?
Oh,
listen.
Epic in the delivery.
Epic in the delivery.
Thank you. It's the anointing of God that's really used you in this, Titus, that I don't know what else. I'm like, what you said is not really explained, but what you can feel it in the music and in the lyrics. You can feel a sense that there is a new beginning happening, that there's a lifting of whatever has been hurting you or binding you. Let's just go on. Let's go on to the next part, Titus.
But I think you're literally speaking where I was, both of you, Madam Secretary and Brian. Like when I wrote this, that first verse came out just fine. Like, I know it hurts right now. The pain you feel is not really explained. And then
keep going down because I can't wait till you hit that. There's nothing that can really ease
the pain. I was literally like, okay, what am I feeling right now? I was trying to find things that I could put in these spaces to really illustrate what was happening to me in these emotions. Those that don't know, that are watching, I wrote this song while I was in the house going through a divorce with my ex. And at the sink, washing my hands in the bathroom, I got the hook, the chorus, which is the meat of the song, right? But literally what you are seeing is a songwriter really grasping for words to say when he couldn't really say how he was even feeling. Like good, bad, indifferent. Some days you want to cry. Some days you just like, I don't know what's going to happen. So you're really I'm glad that it rings out that way, because that's really the feeling of what was happening. Like God, and some of this was, I think you probably don't see God is in it, because I was literally questioning God through, what I'm saying, in the verses, you know what I'm saying? We've talked about in those verses, and I'll say it this way, because I always teach in a way, those questions, or you should have a question in your verses, so the answer can come in your chorus, right?
That's powerful.
So the fact that it's almost like, now that I think about it, it was me questioning. It was a questioning God, like, what are you gonna do with this pain that I'm feeling?
Yeah.
And then
it seems like even a sense of belief is still there, because that line, but before the dawn there's dark, is that lets you know there is light.
Yeah.
It comes before the dark, And so even in the order, they're still to me giving a reference to, a higher calling, spirituality, something more, a belief, hope, because you could do this in a Disney film. And for those that are familiar with the Moana, or, where you have to have that gladiator, that everything it does is not going to be right. Like everything, they've torn down the village, taken all the food, burned down, they've snatched our women, but the soldiers still need something to fight for. And that you have that one person that says, hey, you know what? Even though they don't believe it initially, they say, you know what? We can do this. And then it starts to catch like fire. Like before the dawn is dark, and that's okay to have. So
I felt like, especially, I think the second verse, I think it is
Okay.
Titus, the background singers come with the ahs and the oohs during the verse. It made me feel like, you know how Job in the Bible, in the book of Job, where Job is like with his friends and he's really pouring his heart out, questioning God. And it really made me feel like the background singers kind of were like Job's friends in the background, kind of like listening. They had their own theology of what suffering and pain was about. But it just gave me that sense like this is a Job experience that you were really, really struggling and suffering inside. And we're here to kind of eavesdrop on what you're going through.
Ooh, let's hop into this second verse and let's see.
Hold Titus, one
Yeah,
second.
yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta go in
Okay,
on what
okay.
he was saying. And I don't necessarily know the name, but you guys will know it when I say it in the Bible, where the village was torn down, and the people that tore it down was standing watching them try to rebuild it, and they were saying, "You can't rebuild
Oh,
that."
and Nehemiah. Was it
Maya.
Nehemiah?
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
How do you have hope when your enemy is watching? Like
Right. Right.
how
Listen,
when you can't get away from the thing that is holding you bondage, and
right.
at the end of the day, I still got to take these shackles off, and you see me picking a lock. Like,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
you
Go
good.
ahead,
You
girl.
good. Here we go.
So let the tears fall down. It's temporary relief so you can heal. And the day soon will come for the lesson and the purpose to be revealed.
Like there's so much in there. Like I think that goes back to Brian. Like they're eavesdropping. All at the same time. I look at it from the other angle. When I was writing this, is like go ahead and let that emotion be expressed in
Mm,
some way. You know what I mean? And this way is through the crying. Like
mm,
literally letting the person know it's okay to cry. I saw a meme that my
mm.
granny sent me, that, and it kind of speaks to
Wait, what?
well, I saw a meme did I say it right?
Grandma sent a meme.
She did send a meme, and she sent a some type of picture. It was a meme of how they made fun of Tyrese when he was crying.
Yeah, I
That
saw
turned
that.
into a meme.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
made fun of Kanye when
Mm.
he, was having mental stuff, and that turned to a meme. Will, when he went through the whole thing with Jada, that became a
Well,
meme,
Michael Jordan is definitely a big one too.
right?
Oh my gosh, you're
And
right, man.
so, and they was like, the bottom line was, and they wonder why men don't express themselves.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like we become mockeries of our emotions. But
Mm.
this song is literally saying it's okay to
That's
cry because it's a sign of relief. You know what I mean?
powerful.
I
Yeah.
think this was a whisper, right?
Mm,
This was your conscience telling you,
mm,
while you were being bullied and they knock your books out your hand, pick your
mm,
books up. And this is
yeah,
where you're saying, hey, those tears that are falling while they're saying, haha, look at you. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? It's temporary relief. Go ahead and allow yourself to have that so
mm,
that you can pick your books up and stand and
Yeah.
still walk home because when I look at this right here for some reason, and I don't know who's gonna watch this, but if you're dealing with suicide,
mm,
understand there's
Mm.
relief in other places. Don't not cry. Don't not write. Don't not talk to that one person
mm,
thinking that they won't understand.
Yeah.
Try everything you can because your life is worth it. And right here, I see a very hard transition
Mm.
of let the tears fall down. There's sometimes tears gonna fall even if you don't want them to. They just
Ooh.
gonna,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? That temporary relief
Yeah.
is there so that you can heal. So I think you tell that son, that father, that man, that person is being bullied, it's there so you can heal. Don't matter
Mm.
what nobody says, you know? That's what I
That's
hear a whisper
powerful.
there.
That's so
and the
powerful.
way she just put that, right?
Yeah, that is so
That's what.
powerful. Because I'm telling you, we men, I'm telling you, we a trip. I feel we we will bottle our emotions up. We won't say anything, and it comes out in other ways. So it goes back to that line. There's nothing that can really ease the pain, but I've been using drugs. I've been doing all these other things because I'm trying to get myself together. But I think it's very poignant that you wrote this kind of like in second person, like it's you talking to you. And even, you're speaking from your own experience, but you're talking to the listener.
Absolutely.
And there's not a lot of songs that do that, because I think a lot of songs either in first person or third person if you're telling a story. But in this instance, you're singing in second, it's point of view of second person, and you're kind of like a therapist, you're a counselor, and you're trying to help us get along, get through this. So I appreciate you writing it for us.
But really, I wrote it for me. And it just so happens that it's blessing other people. But this is literally, the song that I ran away from. And I'm gonna keep on telling the story because it's the truth. When I recorded this August the 14th, 2021, I was trying to get somebody else to lead it. Because I did not want to own, even though I wrote the emotions, I didn't want to own the emotions.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like I'm in my head, it's to me, but it came out in second person.
The sense of shame, the sense of shame, knowing you have to swallow and say, I've been through that. There's a moment in time where one says, I had to cry because I was hurting. But man, if I could pick it, I would choose a different card, out of the deck. I wouldn't choose this card, So I think it was a sense of the shame. Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to know we've been through shame where we didn't, we thought we were more capable. Sometimes it feels like I lost.
Yeah.
I didn't win here. And it's okay to lose sometimes, Fantasia has a song called Lose to Win.
Absolutely.
Yes, come on.
Yeah, and if you listen to them lyrics, I mean, I don't know if I'm putting a pun in for the next song, but
no. Yes.
Yes, listen.
Bring Fantasia right on in.
Listen, we may have to look into some Fantasia lyrics. Real talk, real soon on lyrics.
This just came to me for that last line in the second verse, for the lesson and purpose to be revealed. Sometimes I feel like we go through things and we didn't cause it to happen to us. And then there are things that we go through and it was you that brought it on. And it's like, it really don't matter if you brought it on,
right,
or if it was an outside force that brought this to you.
Right.
It really doesn't matter, because there's a lesson in either. There's a lesson somewhere in all of it. And so I thank you for having that piece in there, because we feel like, well, I'm going through this, but I'll learn. I don't know what this is for. Sometimes it's for you to minister to other people. Sometimes it's for you to understand that you are a fool and you need to do better. Sometimes it's some type of lesson here that you need to understand and learn.
Absolutely. And I think that's where the second part came when I was writing. The lyrics in itself was just like, there's a lesson in this. There's something got to come out of this, and I think we don't always recognize while we're in it that whatever we're going through is literally pushing us to be something better, or is bringing an awareness of something that we need to deal with. So that we can come up out of those ashes. You know what I mean? I think Jim Carrey's
the setup is so crazy. If you knew you were going through a lesson, you would be so arrogant. Oh yeah, I already I can get some muscles. If I did this, I know I'm gonna be muscular after this. Okay, bring it. You feel like you have the strength to even do it. But I think there's strength in the weakness, knowing that I'm incapable.
Right.
And you can really, that's when you really benefit the most. I said it, I think, I'm not sure if it was on a segment or to my son, but I said the weakest person, the strongest person is the weakest person that can admit it. Being able to say, nah, I ain't got it, y'all. I ain't got it today.
Right.
Well, that's the truth, though, because that's a level of transparency and honesty. Because I feel like as men, going back to men, like we're made to always look strong. Or push through even when we don't have it. And so I think the older men have gotten it, and maybe not the younger men, to say, hey, I can't do that. I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Well, the older men
Like,
haven't sometimes talked to the younger men to tell them these steps. They
mm,
say, "Hey,
True.
get up, you'll be all right." But
Yeah.
instead of saying, "You'll be all right if you do this," or
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
"I did this, so then I was okay,"
Right,
or having that old feel of what you crying for, like this is what you supposed to be built for.
right.
You know, there's a level of transparency that just doesn't happen
Mm-hmm.
sometimes with the older to the younger, and even
I
now.
agree.
That's what's up.
I mean, keeping, your sons or your, I'm saying young men around other men that are vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I think in my life, and I'm gonna be honest, right? I think in my life that I've seen one negative thing about, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest about it, when it comes to same-sex relationships,
Mm-hmm.
you won't let your son be around that, but you don't take your son away from the predator.
Who?
This, you know what I'm saying, that will allow this to happen. So I think that's where the vulnerability, this person is vulnerable. Oh, he's soft, don't be around him.
No.
Is he soft, or is he in tune in what he feels? You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
hold
sorry,
that.
I went a little deep.
A whole,
you
yeah,
you
you doing that,
you
girl.
with we probably need to bring that to letters to madam.
Come on by.
Have that
Part
conversation.
two.
Like, right. But like, I think I want to go back to something that you were saying, that glee of light or that beacon of light that
Mhm.
comes out through the song. What I need to start teaching in Penandheart on Monday nights, 8:30 p.m. is when to turn things around. Because I
Mm.
feel like in songwriting, you have to elaborate enough so to paint the picture, but you
Yeah.
really only get like a line or two to turn it around
Ooh, yeah.
so that people can get to the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like people don't always write this way or have a trouble with writing this way because they don't know how to turn it around or they don't know when to put in the line so that that turnaround is literally the bridge to connect the verse and the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got all these questions, but then that turnaround gives that leeway to say, let me respond, and this is the response.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes. And so,
Mhm.
Titus, which line or which lines act as the turnaround for New Beginning?
But before the dawn, there's dark.
The
And in the due
pre-chorus?
time, you will see, yes, that pre chorus. Because before that, in both verses, I know hers right now, you're like telling a story, right? You're going
Yes.
through that pain. And then the second verse, so let the tears fall down, right? But then that turnaround is, but before the dawn, there's dark. And
Mhm.
that's how you get to, wait, how does this all make sense? Because
Mm.
without that turnaround, to go
That's
from the Astrid ride without the turnaround, you're like, wait,
Hold
what?
on.
that's crazy.
Hold
Even
on, player.
before the dawn,
Right.
literally is this.
Yeah,
Before the light, it's
yeah,
dark. Or you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But you said it in a way that literally was this.
Yes.
Before the dawn, there's dark. So it's like before you get to the light, you even said, hey, before you get to light, before your hope comes, before that help of somebody when you're being bullied comes to help and pick up your books, that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the darkest time. That's
Mm,
gonna be your lowest, moment
mm.
within whatever relationship or whatever, like that right there, that turnaround. Listen, I pat yourself one more time because that was Jesus.
I know that.
Yeah.
I
Man,
agree, Madam Secretary. I agree with that. I agree.
that's what's up, y'all. So, y'all, today we keeping it short and sweet. Like we wanted to just have this discussion. Get it out, Titus. Discussion around new beginning right here at Lyric Talk. I want you to go get the single www.titusglenn.com, exclusively available currently only. Get your merch too from the ashes we rise. That's
Or
what
Get
you
that
do.
right
Or
there.
get your lyrics matter shirt
Up.
because lyrics do matter. So I want to thank my guests for joining me today in this conversation, uh, talking about um, new beginning on Lyric Talk.
Hey. Yes.
Hey, so y'all, that's our show. Guess, did we have anything else y'all wanted to share before we out of here?
Tuesday, February the 1st, I have letters to Madam. There's some things we talked about even on today, write me, inbox me, please. Don't put your name, let it be anonymous, whether it be from an inspiring person or a really dope chick or the dude with the A hat on.
Hey,
Listen, write me letters to Madam February 1st. Inbox me. I want to read your letters and I want to go through it with you.
That's what's up. And if y'all need a producer for a jingle, give it your boy Brian. Like
hello.
he's producing some major jingles. Go check out his work. He Get Up Erica gave him a shout out not too long ago. So y'all make sure y'all go and get bring him some business.
Thank you, Titus. And I also want to say, y'all get your new beginning. I don't know what your new beginning is. I just can't let it go. Grab onto what, and you may have to speak what your new beginning is. As you're sitting in that time in your darkness, because that I think, and I really believe this was very timely. The song was. I feel as if it's a new beginning for me as well. And so it resonates really closely with me. So praise be to God. May the Lord continue to bless your hand, Titus. Let the Lord just speak through your lyrics.
Yeah, more success.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all, that's our show, Lyric Talk. That's our show, Lyric Talk, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.